All right, hi everybody. I'm Mark Lavi, and today we're going to talk about storage track data protection Kanister. Kanister is one of those brand new 130 sandbox projects, but we're going to tell you the problem that we solve, how we solve it better, and why you should join up. You can reach me, M. Lavi, through all the different places. I will be manning our Project Pavilion booth, Kiosk 208, all day Thursday. Come find me if you have any other questions. I'm one of the maintainers of the project. So it's no secret that Kubernetes exploding usage is now incredibly stateful. Distributed applications like Elasticsearch and so on are putting state on the cluster. There's no more get ops your way out of this anymore, right? This is what we're seeing with all of our customers. And so it doesn't even have to be Elasticsearch or other distributed apps like our new vector databases, but any database. And so as soon as you have state on the cluster, you need to talk about backup and recovery. Let's not even talk about disaster recovery, because this is the first step. And even with the first step, there's 3 steps. And with the 3 steps, we're even to 3, 2, 0, 0, something like that now, because we extend this to cloud and multi-cloud backup scenarios. I won't read the slides to you because you're all smarter than me, so let's keep going. But that's how we do things. And so now the question is, where are the data services? Are they off the cluster? That's on the left. Are they on the cluster, but not in the application? That's in the middle. Or are they actually distributed inside the pods with the application, right? We're seeing all of these scenarios happening. So persistence on the cluster, data services on the cluster, is something that people are trying to go from step 1 to step 2 to step 3, maybe, or going from step 3 back to step 2 because they hit a performance bottleneck, or they're scaling their cluster in a different way, or they need to manage their applications in a completely different way for operational performance and other security needs. So we have helped design a framework called Kanister to help orchestrate and take care of all these different situations and even help you change them, because it is a framework for helping orchestrate data protection on a cluster with on and off cluster concerns. So that is because it is such a complex world out there. Once you get your application onto Kubernetes and get your data onto Kubernetes or adjacent to Kubernetes, there are a million different domains you need to span. Again, you need a framework to help start to address this problem. And that's because even once you finally do a backup, hey, we used to do backups just by freezing the disk. That's not data at rest. Not with a complex distributed application that's sharding on each pod, on each worker node, on each cluster. No, we need to start to address these problems, and I have a framework for you. So most people think about things in that infrastructure bottoms-up way for how to back up the data, how to get the data at rest, how to deal with the application. We don't have to do that anymore. We can deal with it in a top-down fashion. We call this application-consistent backups. And for a lot of backup administrators out there in the world, bare metal and VMs, they don't know what that is. You know what that should be. I have a framework for you. So, application-centric helps exercise all of these different ways of getting to the data and dealing with the application and orchestrating all the concerns. So this is not, even though we're a sandbox project only as of 2023, we're not new. We have been in production with many customers for a long time. We open sourced this project back in 2017. We've got lots of installations and testimonies and so on. But let me tell you about how you install this cloud native controller on your cluster with a Helm chart and the 3 CRDs that power it. Blueprints basically are how we drive the heart of this system. Action sets are how we instantiate it. And the profiles are just the targets for where we export and import the artifacts of these backups. They are CRs. We have example blueprints for lots of different types of databases and distributed applications out there on our GitHub repo. And I'll show you a little bit more, a teaser of what a blueprint looks like. It has major phases inside of it, major actions inside of a blueprint. Backup could be one, restore could be one, delete an artifact could be another one. Right? We need to manage our artifacts, not just create them. And yes, we have phases and order of operations and parallelism and many built-in functions as well. But Those blueprints are in some ways abstract in the sense that they can be driven by an action set. An action set instantiates a blueprint with its runtime arguments. And which location profile should I target? Maybe I want to back up to S3 and NFS and something else on the cluster and something else on the other cluster, but that one has immutability and I need a different backup policy and a different retention schedule on that. How do you do that? Well, if you write a script or you try to back it up with Valero, yeah, you're going to code all of that. I have a framework for you. So, action sets instantiate these blueprints and give them the exact arguments and targets and so on. They track the status as well because in a sense, it's a running job that we have on the cluster. So if you like what you saw, come find me on Thursday, we'll talk about it. Go to the website, join us. We need people that speak DevOps. We need people that speak Golang. We need people who want to get their feet wet, who like to write documentation. I'm Mark Lavi. I'll be there all day Thursday. Come find us. And if you like any of these things, come see us at Veeam as well. Cheers.